Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your Demon Slayer super fan here, and oh man, if you're anything like me, episode 15 of Kimetsu no Yaiba just hit you right in the feels while cranking the tension up to 11. We're talking Mount Natagumo, folks, that spider-infested nightmare of an arc kicking off, and I swear every single frame of this episode had me on the edge of my seat, heart pounding like I was right there in the forest with Tanjiro and the crew. If you haven't watched it yet, pause this right now because we're diving deep, recapping every twist, every heart-wrenching moment, every hilarious bit of chaos that makes this show so damn addictive. But if you're caught up, buckle up because I'm about to relive it with you like we're chatting over late-night ramen. Let's jump in. Picture this. We open on poor Zenitsu, a resident thunderclap crybaby, absolutely losing his mind. He's just peeked into Tanjiro's box, expecting some feral demon snack, and bam, out pops Nezuko, all cute and demony, but with that sisterly vibe that melts your heart. Zenitsu's face? Priceless. One second he's screaming about how the core isn't a joke, how Tanjiro's risking everything by hauling his demon sis around, and the next, he's head over heels, gushing about how she's the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. I mean, come on, who could blame the guy? Nezuko's got that eternal charm, even with the bamboo muzzle. But Tanjiro's not having it. He swoops in, protective big bro mode activated, scooping her up and shutting down Zenitsu's over-the-top advances. It's this whirlwind of comedy gold. Zenitsu's flipping from rage to romance in seconds, chasing Nezuko around the room like a lovesick puppy, only for Tanjiro to dodge and weave, trying to keep the peace. And me? I'm dying laughing. But there's this undercurrent of warmth, you know? These boys are just kids thrown into hell, and moments like this remind you why you root for them so hard. They're flawed, they're funny, they're family already, even if they don't know it yet. Cut to Inosuke outside, ears perked up like the wild boar he is, grumbling about the noise because, duh, his stomach's roaring louder than the chaos inside. Enter Hisa, that sweet old lady who's been their rock. Clean clothes for the pig-headed warrior, a promise of tempura for dinner that has Inosuke's eyes lighting up under his mask. But does he wait politely? Nope. He barrels in, headbutts Tanjiro square in the back just for the thrill of it, cackling like a maniac. Why? Because it's fun, he bellows, and suddenly the room's a battlefield of bros roughhousing, Zenitsu joining the chase, Tanjiro flailing to escape, Nezuko tucked safe in her box. It's pure, unfiltered boy energy, the kind that makes you grin even as you're wiping away a tear because, God, these kids deserve a break. Hisa's watching from the doorway, shaking her head with that fond exasperation only a grandma can pull off, and my heart swells. Demon Slayer does this so well, sandwiching the heavy stuff with these light human moments that make the darkness hit harder. Fast forward a bit, doctors cleared them, bodies mended from the last nightmare, and boom, Tanjiro's Kasugai Crow swoops in, all business. North-northeast, Mount Natagumo, the mission's calling. And as they gear up to leave, Tanjiro's bowing deep, gratitude pouring out for Hisa's kindness. She doesn't just wave them off. No, she strikes that Kirby flint, sparks flying like tiny fireworks, a ward against evil spirits. It's this quiet ritual, loaded with unspoken prayers for their safety. And Inosuke, bless his feral soul, pipes up, "What's with the fireworks, old hag?" Tanjiro's quick on the draw, clamping his hand over his mouth, whispering frantic lies about good luck charms, while Zenitsu's nodding along, sweating bullets. Hisa just smiles, tells him to live with pride, fight fierce, come back alive. Guys, if that doesn't choke you up, check your pulse. It's the little things, these threads of humanity weaving through the horror that make Ufotable's animation pop. Those sparks linger in the air as they hike out, a visual promise hanging over everything. Now the road to the mountain? Comedy Central again. Inosuke's grilling Tanjiro on good luck like it's some alien concept. What's that mean? Luck in battle? Place? Ashamed? He's tossing words around like grenades, clueless and crude, and Tanjiro's trying so hard to explain honor, shame, prayer, all while hiking uphill. Zenitsu's lagging, whining about his legs, but you can feel the group's rhythm forming. Tanjiro's steady patience, Inosuke's wild energy, Zenitsu's reluctant heart. It's exhausting, it's endearing, and by the time night crashes down, you're invested. They crest the ridge, and there it is, Mount Natagumo, shrouded in fog, draped in spider webs that glint like deadly lace under the moon. Spiders everywhere, crawling, skittering, the air thick with that creepy vibe. Zenitsu freezes, plops on the path, declares it haunted, cursed, a death trap. "You guys are nuts for not freaking out," he wails. And honestly, valid. But Tanjiro catches a whiff, that unmistakable demon stench, and he's off like a shot, Nezuko's box bouncing on his back. Inosuke charges after, boar head high, yelling about leading the charge. Zenitsu, left in the dust, sulking like the abandoned sidekick he fears he is. Inside the forest, it's a whole other beast. Webs snag at their clothes, white spiders the size of a fist darting in the underbrush, and then the gut punch. They stumble on a wounded slayer, uniform torn, eyes wild with terror, gasping for help. Before Tanjiro can reach him, invisible threads yank him back into the shadows, his scream echoing, "They were attached to me too!" Chills, right? Literal goosebumps. Zenitsu's quaking at the edge, but Tanjiro's resolve hardens. That scent is pulling him deeper, a brother's instinct for Nezuko mixing with his slayer's duty. Inosuke muscles ahead, slashing webs like they're personal insults, grunting about how annoying the stickiness is. And in this beat, Tanjiro pauses, thanks him. "I'm glad you're here, Inosuke. That smell, it scares me." Boom! Vulnerability. Inosuke freezes. He says words echoing in his head, pride, safety. And for a split second, you see the gears turning behind that mask. He's not just a brute, he's feeling it, that fragile thread of camaraderie. They spot movement ahead, press on, and find Murata, this jittery, low-ranking slayer huddled like a cornered animal. Tanjiro's all reassurance. "Come backup's here. Tanjiro Kamado, Mizunoto rank." But Murata's hope shatters. "Mizunoto's? We needed a Hashira." Oof. The despair in his voice, it twists the knife. 10 slayers sent in, he says, crow's orders. One snaps, sword flashing, slits another's throat. Then chaos. Brother turning on brother, blood soaking the earth, Murata barely scrambling out alive. As he spills it, that Kasugai crow is flapping exhausted wings back at HQ, collapsing before Kagaya Ubuyashiki. The master is serene, but steel-edged. 12 Kizuki, he dispatches Hashira, Giyu Tomioka, stone-faced as ever, and Shinobu Kocho, her smile hiding venom. Their exchange? Gut-wrenching. Shinobu muses if demons and humans could coexist. Giyu shuts it down cold. Not while they devour us. It's this quiet storm brewing, the weight of the core on these pillars, and you feel the mountain's shadow stretching far. Back at the base, Zenitsu's spiraling. "They hate me, don't they? Left me behind, dragged me into this." His sparrows chirping tough love, nipping at his fingers, but he's wallowing until Nezuko. Tanjiro took her into that webby hell. Rage flips the switch. Zenitsu's bolting after them, thunder in his veins because no one's messing with his dream girl on his watch. Adorable, terrifying. Deeper in, the air rattles like bones in a grave. Murata whispers that's when it started, the madness. And there it is, the dead rising, slayers shambling from the mist, eyes blank, blades hungry. They lunge, jerky and wrong, and Tanjiro's dodging, pleading, "They're alive, our comrades." Inosuke's frothing, "Oh, gut 'em." But Tanjiro's right, they're puppets, strings invisible. Headbutt coming in, Inosuke's frustration boiling over, cracking Tanjiro's foreheads, because why not? They tag team, yanking attackers off Murata, and Tanjiro sniffs it out, sweet, cloying, demonic. His blade sings, severing threads, dropping bodies like marionettes cut loose. Inosuke joins the frenzy, dual Nichiren flashing, slicing high and freeing the controlled. Spiders, white, fat, insidious, scuttle at their feet, threads trailing like lifelines to hell. Then she appears, Mother, this hulking porcelain-skinned horror perched in the canopy, cooing about her dolls, how she'll twist them till limbs snap. Tanjiro's mind races, cut threads, but they'll reattach. The wind shifts, carrying that scent again, and he's leaping, Inosuke spearing arachnids mid-air. "Too many," Tanjiro yells. "Find the puppeteer." But the assaults keep coming, relentless, until up high, treading silk like a ghost, a pale childlike demon leers down. "Stay away from our family," it hisses. "Bliss is their sacred right." Inosuke lunges, misses, tumbles. Tanjiro hauls him up, but the kid is not the source. No, deeper. Inosuke drops low, blades in earth, beast breathing, seventh form, spatial awareness. The forest blooms in his senses, leaves rustling, trunks groaning, and there, a demon on a distant boulder, a pulse of malice. The Pale One weaves webs in his palms, vowing protection, 5 of us forever in bliss. Fade to black, and I'm wrecked. That cliffhanger, it's not just action, it's emotional shrapnel. Tanjiro's scent-guided empathy clashing with Inosuke's raw instinct, Zenitsu's buried courage flickering to life, Nezuko's silent strength in the box. It's a symphony of growth amid the gore. Whew. 15 episodes in, and Demon Slayer is proving why it's a masterpiece. Heart that bleeds, fights that breathe, characters you ache for. The animation, Ufotable's on fire. Those webs shimmering, spiders' legs twitching, the fog rolling like dread itself. Sound design, that rattle will haunt your dreams. If this episode didn't make you love these misfits more, I don't know what will. What hit you hardest? The bro moments? The horror? That family tease from the demon? Drop it in the comments. Let's geek out. Smash like if you're hyped for more. Subscribe for the arc deep dive next week. And remember, in this world, pride and bonds are our sharpest blades. Stay